I have general anxiety and panic attack disorder, and I got medicated for it. So I'm here to share my story of how we got here and cover some misconceptions about these disorders. It's okay, little guy, you can have one or both of them. Matter of fact, I think everyone has a doomsday moment every once in a while. In fact, about 19% of the population has. You know the feeling. Reading in front of class, asking a crush out on a date, status among peers, etc. All of these situations trigger the feeling of, oh, But for me, things started to change when I would sit in class, minding my own business, and my brain would start asking too many damn questions for its own good. Ugh, this class is so stupid. Alright, class is almost over. Wait, why do I feel so warm? Are people watching me? Why does my chest feel so tight? Am I sitting right? Can I wait 5 more minutes until class is over? What if people start seeing me freak out? It was at that moment when I started to realize that my fight or flight system was way off. But that symptom was just the beginning. Have you ever just sat there playing Pokemon and all of a sudden you feel shortness of breath? Or how about just walking down the street and you feel tingling in your hands? Or maybe you're just sitting there doing, I don't know, something you're not supposed to be doing, and all of a sudden you feel a great sense of dread! I was feeling all of these things, especially the dread! So I thought it'd be a wonderful idea to go on a camping trip with my friends. You know, a nice mental health day. It wasn't a good idea. We had a great time during the day, but as nighttime came around and I was about to go to bed, I started getting this insane urge to throw up whenever I was right about to fall asleep. My friends noticed and were like, "Hey dude, you good?" Which made my anxiety symptoms worse, of course. After a while, in the middle of the night, I said, "Sorry friends, I need to get the hell out of here." Which also was not a good idea. I thought I could drive home from the woods, but all those symptoms became way more intense. So much so that I couldn't even drive. I somehow came across a gas station in the middle of nowhere and parked there to get a hold of myself. I decided to go inside and grab a drink, thinking that might help. Say it with me now. It wasn't a good idea. As I was walking up to the clerk, that tingling sensation started to go from my cheeks all the way down to my chest. So much so that I felt like my face was contorting as I was talking to him. I swear he thought I was on some kind of drug. I walked back to my car and only thought about the 2 biggest extremes possible. Either the sun will rise and I'll be okay, or I'll die right here tonight in my car. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, I know. Anxiety and panic attacks don't make sense, okay? Once the sun finally rose, I was able to drive home. However, all I was thinking about was, I need to get this under control. I need to see a doctor. After explaining all of my symptoms and talking at speeds of like a million miles an hour, I really think I started giving the doctor his own anxiety. It was at that point that he recommended that I start taking Xanax. However, as he was talking to me about the drug and what it should do to help me, he went through a whole slew of warnings about it. And if you're hardcore relating to my situation and getting your wallets out for Xanax, hear this out first. First of all, Xanax is in a class of drug called a benzo, or benzodiazepine, and can be very addictive when used incorrectly. It can also possibly cause dementia. Fun! As he explained this, I started to think I had more fear of the drug than I did being unmedicated, but we pushed forward anyway. So, what's Xanax like? Well, there's no party like a Xanax party, 'cause a Xanax party you go ooh. Your brain tends to recognize similar sets of stimuli that result in the feeling of worry. Trust me, I'm a pro at this. However, the drug comes in and does a hard reset. The resulting feeling is a very mellow one. All that tightness and dread get together and go on a nice walk, off of a cliff, down to the fiery pits of hell. I like to call this going to the Xanatarium. This feeling is great and all, but at this point I'll need friends to drive for me because the lightheadedness is another side effect. Also fun. After a few hours, the lightheadedness goes away and I'm good to go. Until I wake up the next morning kind of feeling down in the dumps and groggy. With all that being said, I always had Xanax on me wherever I went, just in case. For some reason, that made me feel secure. I don't even have to take it, just have it nearby. That feeling alone makes me feel a lot better. But with all the risks of what this drug can do to you, is it all worth it going to the Xanatarium? For me, I think so. I feel like my quality of life got better because I finally had something I could somewhat count on when I really needed it. It's certainly not a final solution, and moderation is key here. Keep in mind not to self-prescribe on any drug you have not researched. I got my eye on you. And if you feel the need to, speak to a doctor for further info. There are many solutions out there, and this is the one that works for me. and is also the one that risks dementia. So, yeah, fun.